Victoria, the second world largest freshwater body, has a surface area of 68,870 square kilometers. It has a mean depth of 40 meters and a maximum depth of 80 meters. The Lake Victoria Basin covers an area of 193,000 square kilometers, shared by Tanzania with 44%, Kenya with 22%, Uganda with 16%, Rwanda with 11%, and Burundi with 7%. The catchment encompasses the Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, who are the member states of the East African Community, the EAC. The gross annual economic product from Lake Victoria catchment is in the order of US dollars 3 to 4 billion. And it supports an estimated population of over 25 million at per capita annual incomes in the range of 90 to 270 US billion. The lake catchment, therefore, provides for the livelihood of large populations of Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, and about 1/3 of the combined gross domestic product. The lake catchment economy is principally an agricultural one, with a number of crops and a high level of subsistence farming, fishing, and agriculture. Commercial fisheries with export is a main source of revenue in the Lake Victoria Basin. Today, the explosive proliferation of the water hyacinth, one of the worst aquatic weed in the lake, is taking a heavy toll on many people who derive livelihoods from the lake. The water hyacinth and other invasive aquatic weeds, once established, are very difficult to manage because it spreads through contaminated water that spreads its seeds as the water flows. Mr. Banda Mukasa Alex from Kagera River in Rakai says the laxity and eventual stop in removing the weed as it enters Lake Victoria from River Kagera could be the reason for its resurgence, covering wider areas of the lake.
The water hyacinth, in fact, was reducing until they had to suspend that one. Either I don't know from the reason why they are suspended and brought these machines. But at the moment, the hyacinth is too much. It is too much because of the water level.
Main factors associated with resurgence of water hyacinth includes the inability of countries to provide funds to continue with water hyacinth monitoring and control. Most of the countries did not have well-equipped special units to deal with this weed, and there is no regional coordination. And this is what is causing a devastating state of the lake.
They will rear here weevils. They will be put in tanks, and then they will be reared here such that periodically they are taken on the water hyacinth. They hatch there, they produce there, they eat it up, in order to complement other efforts like the physical one of physically removing the hyacinth in the river. But we believe this would be also sustainable since the weevils continue multiplying, and they continue restocking the weevil rearing station with enough of them to make sure it continues to fight the water hyacinth. Effects are many, but one, they affect the fishing. The fishing brings a lot of foreign exchange to the country, a lot of money. There is a lot of livelihood is affected by the water hyacinth. If it comes like a carpet and covers the lake and the boats cannot move. So if you find the hyacinth covering square kilometers on the lake, then it means the livelihood of people is affected. Two, the water levels are also affected, because as the water passes through, other people who rely on the River Nile don't get the water, like those the Sudan, Egypt. So you find that even their water levels are affected, since here is the source. The other water hyacinths also can harbor diseases. For example, like communities near the lake and the river, some have poor sanitary facilities. So if salmonella is on the lake and survives, you find cholera rampant, dysentery, etc. So waterborne diseases can be rampant.
The Lake Victoria Basin, through the Lake Victoria Environment Management Project 2, have established the Lake Victoria Basin Water Hyacinth Surveillance, Monitoring and Control Strategy. This strategy is aimed at aligning organizational resources in order to remove and maintain water hyacinth levels at ecologically accepted levels within the short, medium and long terms. And what could be the other factors leading to the resurgence of this invasive water weed?
In most cases, raw sewage is actually discharged into the lake. This is a factor that is also contributing to the rapid growth of water hyacinth. As you'll realize, water hyacinth basically feeds on the nutrients. If the lake will be pure and clean, the water hyacinth will not survive in it. But it feeds on the nutrients that come from the agricultural practices in the catchment, and also the wastes that are discharged into the lake from the urban towns.
Various methods of water hyacinth control have been implemented mainly on Lake Victoria. These control methods include biological, mechanical, manual or physical, and chemical. 2005, 80% of water hyacinth was removed by the Lake Victoria Environment Management Project 1 project, but then just after 1 or 2 years, the resurgence of water hyacinth was witnessed at high rates. The same is happening now, and the worst hit is the Kisumu. So, where does this weed originate?
It comes all that way. River Kagera is really the mouth. And I think government, through the Fisheries Ministry, thought it wise to have these efforts based on River Kagera, because there is no other big river that puts in Victoria that brings the hyacinth. Maybe some other parts which are not here. But Kagera, all the water hyacinth on Lake Victoria is a result of Kagera. It's like saying 1 + 1 = 2. There is no other shortcut.
Blame games may be made, but the uttermost concern for many is the ability to keep the shorelines of Lake Victoria clean of the invasive water weeds.
The government should sensitize communities to own up this, to know that the livelihood is derived from the people. If everybody just talks politics, what, we are talking about non-issues, when the other critical issues, we avoid them. That's very bad. Because if you make a survey around the whole river as it goes, you find that poor sanitary facilities. So, and again, the ecosystem on the lake, people have encroached on the banks of the river. If the government owns maybe 200 meters from any water body, what is being done on the water bodies? For example, take an example here. You see all this rubbish? People are making a livelihood, much as it is maybe private property, but the government should come in and maybe regulate. Like they regulate on the landing site. You don't defecate anywhere you find. There are gazetted places where you can bathe, where the toilets are waterborne, and cleanliness is there, so they avoid diseases. So if they would make it a program, maybe sub-county by sub-county, they involve the local leadership, the religious leaders, like they fight AIDS. Let everybody be involved. But if it is for maybe the technocrats, or you the environmentalists, or maybe newsmen, then it becomes good for us all, everybody for themselves, and it does. In that one, we don't win.
Baby,